Hello, everyone. Welcome to our channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about the printf and the scanf function in C programming language. Okay, but before we start, I would like us to take a few minutes to subscribe to our channel and of course turn your notification on so that you can get notified when new videos are being posted. All right, so let's move on. We're going to be talking about the printf and the scanf function in C programming language. I know that for most people, when they start programming, the printf percentile d, scanf percentile d's kind of, looks so strange to them. So this video is intended to show you how these two functions work basically. All right, so the IDE we're going to be using here is the code blocks. If you don't have it, you can download and install it. It's quite easy to do that. All right, so all right, so we're going to demonstrate using few lines of code. We're going to demonstrate what scanf and printf means using some few lines of code. So first of all, let's create a new project. So if you have code blocks, you just click on it and open it and it will take you to this environment. So this is what you're going to be seeing once you open your code blocks. All right. So when you click on new project, okay, and here we have list of several projects, but we're going to click on the console application. Double click on console application, click on next. And here we have two programming languages, C and C++. Of course, they are not the same. They are different programming languages. Here we're focusing on C. So we're going to select C, click on next. Write the project of our title, the title of our project, okay? So let's name it scanf underscore printf, right? So click next. And of course, you can select the compiler here. And the compiler that we use to run a C program is the GNU GCC compiler. So that's what you're going to select. Of course, it's going to select that for you by default, but in case it doesn't do that, which of course I'm not sure, you just make sure that you choose this GNU GCC compiler so that you don't run into error while trying to run your codes. So click on finish. So we have our new project here, scanf, printf. We have our sources. Click on the plus sign here to expand. And then we have the main.c program. So double click on it and to open. This is a simple hello world program. Don't need it. Excuse me. We don't need it. So we're going to delete everything. All we want to do here is to demonstrate the scanf and the printf function. Now, what is a scanf function? So basically, like on a very simple term, scanf take takes an input. Like when you're talking about scanf, printf, somehow like give and take. All right, you give me this and you take this. You show me this and I give you this. Okay. I tell you what to give me, you give to me. So it's that simple. But when you talk about scanf takes input from the user. Printf displays output to the user. So it's okay. Let's put it down like scanf. So, what simple terms takes input from the user. If you want to take input from the user, then you're going to be using scanf, right? And the printf displays output to the user. So you need to have bogus definition to this function. I mean, it's as simple as taking input from the user and displaying input to the users. But one similarity is that both make use of the format specifiers. Both uses format specifiers. You have the percentile D for decimal. For example, if you want to take decimal input from a user, then you're going to be using the percentile D specifier. Or if you want a string, you can use the percentile S. So we have percentile D, we have percentile S, we have percentile C for character, and so on and so forth. We have several formats um, specifier, but we're not going to be discussing them here because it's not in our scope of study in this video. Here we're just focusing on demonstrating scanf and printf function. All right, so let's start our code. Having understood what scanf does and what printf does, we're going to demonstrate it with some few lines of code. And before you start any C program, you're quite familiar with the fact that you need your include file. That is the standard input output include file. So hash include standard input output dot h file. These are header file. Okay, so you can have a description to your program. Not necessary. This is just a few lines of code, so I don't think that would be necessary. So let's just move on. So we have our header include standard input output. Then we have our main program, main, open and close brackets. Then you open and close your braces. This will hold your lines of code. All right, so what we want to do, we want to tell the user to input. Okay, let's tell the user to input their name. Okay, so I'm going to ask a user, what is your name? Then the user is going to tell me their name. But before that, we need to we need to um declare a variable that's gonna hold that's gonna hold um that's gonna hold the input that the user is going to you know send to our programs. So let's let us declare the variable. Okay, so we're going to declare let's declare int s. Okay, so this is the variable that is going to hold the input from the user. Now let's tell the user what we want from them. And of course, if we want to display something to the user, we're going to use the printf function. So printf double quote, what is your name, right? What is your name? So this is going to display to the user what their name is, and the user is going to tell us what their name is. So let's terminate this line of code. And of course, we want to take the user's name. So we're going to be using the scanf function, scanf double quote. And of course, we're collecting strings. So we need to use the format specifier. The format specifier ampersand s, okay? And of course, the the variable that is going to hold our our input from the user. But of course, we need to use the ampersand sign before the s. This ampersand sign shows the memory location where the input is going to be stored, right? So S is going to hold the values, and S is in a particular memory location. So this is going to direct the program to store whatever input that the user has entered into the variable S. So we're going to terminate this. Now, for the user to know that we have actually received his or her input, we're going to shoot something to the user to tell that user that actually we got your name and your name is, this and this. So let's print F, of course. Print F double quote. We have received your your details and your name is percentile s, comma s. This s holds the input from the user. So we're going to show to the user that, okay, we have received your details and your name is whatever name that the user has already imputed, which is s. Then terminate. Okay, so let's first return 0, right? Terminate and save. Let's run our program and see what it does. Okay, let's have a new line here. Let's see what it does. To run your program on code blocks, you go to build, then build and run. Right, so it's asking us what is your name. So I'm going to enter my name, then press enter. All right, okay, there is an issue. We're running into an issue. Let's see what the problem is. I think is not having an issue here. So let's change this to string. Perhaps this will be able to hold that. Save. Let's run again. build and run. Okay, so unknown type name string. Did you mean yesterday? Okay, don't worry. It's very normal to run into error, so maybe that's what makes you a programmer. So let's do int x. Here, um let's have it as percentile um d, yeah, then x. Then here we have percentile s x. All right, let's run this. What is your name? And your name is PE. Wow, this is not good. Let's use the data type character. But character, ah, okay. Let's use character. Let's format character as string, and let's run this. Build, build and run. Okay. Wow. I do not know what is happening. I really don't know what is happening. But, um, um, okay. Let's build and run. Oh, shit. Um, okay. You know what? Let's take in a digit first. I think we'll solve this out later. Wasn't expecting this anyway. So enter a digit. Let's enter a digit number. Talk about this in our next video. Sort out this. Okay, in our next video. Alright, so here enter a digit and the percentile D, of course, decimal. And then we have received your input. And the digit entered is percentile DS. So this would definitely run. We're having issue with data typing. So I think we'll talk about that in our next video because right now I'm just you know not really in the right frame of mind, but I know this will definitely run. All right, this will definitely run. So here we decide to take in input, integer input instead of string. Okay, so we take integer input and then we ask the user to enter a digit or enter a number, whatever. Enter a number, any number. Then then we take in the number that the user entered and we're going to display it onto the screen for the user. We have received your input and the number entered is percentile D, and then the value of the number that we received from the user. Okay, so let's run this. Build and run. And of course, it's asking us to enter a number, and we're going to enter 456 is a number. So we press enter. So you can see we have received your input and the number entered is 456. You can run again with another number, build, build and run, enter a number. We have 1000 or 10,000 and then press enter. We have received your input and the number entered is 10,000. Okay, so that is that about scanf function and printf function. So kindly subscribe to our channel and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.